Today we are going to get a look at the vintage collection Star Wars, The Clone Wars, Obi Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, as well as Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, Darth Maul. All in the vintage collection line, guys. So we're going to get a look at all three of these figures, starting with the packaging. So let's go ahead and get started. Of course, we have Obi Wan Kenobi here off to the side. He is in his Clone Commander gear, which is absolutely awesome. We did get this figure in this 6-inch Black Series line, so it's very cool to also have it here in the vintage collection line as well. And then for your Obi Wan Kenobi, you have the card back depicting Obi Wan Kenobi in the midst of a battle during the Clone Wars. You have several different clones behind him. You also have a gunship just above his head. Very, very cool illustration of our figure in Clone Wars action. Our Kenner logo, again, our Star Wars, the Clone Wars, with the Star Wars banner going around the illustration. So very, very cool. And then of course we have our figure in the bubble. And then next to him, our Anakin Skywalker, also in his Clone Commander gear. Absolutely cool. And then of course on the card back, we have Anakin Skywalker in one of his mini saber poses. Very cool, with the backdrop of Coruscant just behind him. So that is absolutely awesome card back for your vintage collection Clone Wars figure, guys. And then of course, again, our Kenner logo, Star Wars, the Clone Wars logo with the Star Wars banner wrapped around the illustration, and our figure in the bubble. And then last but not least, you have Darth Maul from the Phantom Menace. Absolutely stunning card back with Darth Maul on Naboo, where he first ignites his double-bladed saber. Very iconic moment in Star Wars for your card back for Darth Maul. And then of course you have your Kenner logo and your Star Wars The Phantom Menace logo with the Star Wars banner wrapped around the illustration, and of course again your figure pictured in the bubble. And then on the back of each of your prospective cards, you have of each of the figures in the line. Of course, again, you have your Darth Maul, you have Wicket, you have Anakin, and you have Obi-Wan. Also Luke Skywalker, K2SO, the Power Droid, and Clone Commander Wolf. The two out of this particular wave that have escaped me so far are the Power Droid and Clone Commander Wolf. I have yet to receive my pre-order for those two, nor have I been able to find those two in the wild. These three came from Hasbro Pulse off of a pre-order. You have the same wave depicted on all three cards for your prospective figures. And then of course your Obi Wan Kenobi is going to be your Vintage Collection 103. Your Anakin Skywalker is going to be Vintage Collection 92. And then Darth Maul is going to be Vintage Collection 86 in the Vintage Collection line, guys. Very cool. And then of course you have your attention, all of your other readables, Hasbro logo, very cool stuff for the backside of your card. So now we're going to pull each one of these guys out of their packaging, get a look at the figures, get a look at the detail and the articulation, and then of course we will have our figures in a very cool and small diorama, guys, so stay tuned. All right, guys, so we have our figures out of the box. First impressions on each one of these one by one. Obi-Wan, right out of the box, absolutely cool. First thing I noticed was the weathering on the figure, and we'll get a closer look at the figure so you can check out all of the close detail, but there's some very cool weathering on Obi-Wan, so very impressed with Obi-Wan right out of the box. with Anakin Skywalker, even in the packaging, I was a little skeptical of the head sculpt. But then when I got a closer look at it, at certain angles, you see Anakin, and then at certain angles, you don't. We'll cover that as we get a closer look at that figure. And also, I have an issue with one of the accessories, and we'll cover that again once we go over the accessories. And then Darth Maul, very, very awesome looking figure. Very impressed right out of the box. There's a lot going on with Darth Maul, but you do get a lot of accessories, and there is a lot of soft goods. But again, guys, we will cover all of that as we go over the details of each one of these figures, guys. So we're going to start with Obi Wan Kenobi here. So let's get a closer look at Obi Wan Kenobi and all of the great detail on this figure. So getting you guys a look at Obi Wan Kenobi and all of the great detail that is on this figure. It's just really awesome. There's just some really great detail on this figure, guys. You have scuff marks on the back, soft goods skirt there. It's really cool stuff. More scuff marks on the shin guards there, on the arms, breastplate underneath there a little bit, so really cool. You have also this portion of the tunic is a plastic mold that's attached to the waistline, the belt line there. And then also you do get for your accessories the unlit hilt and the lit hilt for your figure, which is really cool. And then on the belt you have a couple of pouches there. Nice little design around the front. And then another pouch on the other side as well. And then all the way around the back. So that's really cool. Really, really good stuff there, guys. And then on the head sculpt, you have some really cool highlights there in the hair. So that's awesome. On his beard, there could be some highlights in the mustache, I'm not sure. Kind of hard to tell. I do like the face sculpt a lot. It's really, really good looking. Very, very awesome looking figure there, guys. Really, really awesome. So for articulation, your Obi Wan Kenobi Clone Commander Vintage Collection figure, a straight arm out like so. You get an elbow bend that goes back about that far. And you also do have your 360 motion. So you do have 360 motion in the arm. Your Clone Commander Obi Wan Kenobi Vintage Collection is going to give you a T-pose like so. So that is awesome stuff there. You have a twist at the elbow. There's a twist at the elbow. And then of course a twist at the wrist as well. So in the leg area, your Obi Wan Kenobi can actually kick out pretty far, but he can't keep it up. It kind of wants to go back about that far. So unfortunately, he won't hold that leg up in place. I don't know if it's due to this skirt here, but that doesn't seem to really affect it. It just maybe needs to be broken in a little bit. Yeah, I think he just needs to be broken in a little bit. So yeah, he's gonna kick up about that far for you. Very good. Your knee high is gonna be about that high for your Obi Wan Kenobi figure. Very cool. Going back, he's gonna go back about that far. And by the way, since we have the little skirt up, you can see he has black pants. We also see that there is the serial number 2 for our figure. Your twist is at the knee. You have a twist at the knee. In the foot area, it's gonna go down about that far. Really cool. Up about that far. And then you also have the twist in the ankle as well. So that's also cool. So there's no real articulation in the torso for exception of your twist left to right. But of course, his bending over would go more into the hip area. So I would say he probably is going to bend over probably about that far before he actually falls over in a standing position. And then, of course, he'll probably go back, I say probably about that far before he actually falls over in a standing position. Unless you have him on a very good stand, he'll probably lean back even further. In the head area, your Obi Wan Kenobi is going to go down about that far, up about that far. You have your left to right motion, and there is a little bit of the head twist as well. And then again, for your accessories, you have your unlit hilt, which is really cool. Has the peg, so you can peg it on. Had a little bit of trouble getting it in there, but wasn't too bad. Very cool stuff. Looks very nice. And then of course here you have your lit saber, which is also cool and very nice as well. Nice attention to detail on this hilt as well. Although I'd say the one that's unlit looks a little bit better, actually. The detail's a little bit better, and the paint, I think, is a little bit more crisp on the unlit hilt. And then for your Anakin Skywalker figure, again, the head sculpt kind of threw me off a bit because it looks like they aged him just a little bit. It kind of looks like he's an old man a little bit there, guys, and I hope you guys can see that. But then from the side, I think he looks really, really good from the side. From the front, he just looks a little weird. From the side, he looks pretty damn good. For the other side profile, yeah, from the side you can see it more. From the front, he just looks a little weird to me, but it will do. For the rest of the armor for our figure, it's really cool stuff, covered in a, I would say, bluish gray. I could be colorblind here, but I want to give it a bluish gray for the chest armor and the shoulder armor, more gray than blue. I just kind of sense a tint of blue in there as well. He has an overlay of blue and maroon soft goods for his skirts, which is really, really awesome. Very cool stuff. I don't see the amount of battle damage, for the exception of the back, and I don't know if that is a damage to the figure itself or intentional battle damage, because I don't see any other battle damage on the armor here, so I'm assuming that's some kind of defect. But attention to the detail on the belt, really awesome stuff. And then of course for his arm that was cut off in a blue as well. And then you have your other forearm guard, which is in a blue as well. Republic symbol. Very, very nice stuff. And for the boots, lovely detail for the boots. I love the detail on the boots there. That's awesome. And then underneath the skirt, you have the pants. So cool stuff. The articulation for your Anakin Skywalker Clone Commander figure is going to give you a straight arm like so. You get an elbow bend like so. You do get your 360 spin in the arm. Your Anakin Skywalker is going to give you a T-pose like so. Your twist is at the elbow. And of course you also have a twist at the wrist as well. In the leg area, Anakin's gonna kick out very well. No problem, no hindrance of the leg right there. Just go straight up. Your knee high is going to go up about that high. Very good stuff there. Your twist is at the knee. Also get a twist in the ankle as well. The ankle will also go down about that far and up about that far. Very good stuff. Again, in the torso, you just have your left to right. In the head area, it's going to go down about that far. Looks up about that far. And of course, you have your left to right. And there is a head twist as well. So for accessories for your Anakin Skywalker Clone Commander figure, he's going to come with his lit saber and hilt, which is really cool, very nicely designed. And then he also comes with an unlit hilt. Now my issue with the unlit hilt is that there is no placement for it on Anakin's belt anywhere, or on his person for that matter, that I can see. So that's a bit unfortunate. Even though the unlit hilt does have like a little notch on it right there, there's no placement for it on the belt like there is for Obi Wan Kenobi. So that is a little disappointing and unfortunate. And then last we have Darth Maul. So as I mentioned, there's a lot going on here with Darth Maul, but he is absolutely awesome. I do love him. Again, I love the soft goods. Probably need to take an iron to the robe for Maul here, but nonetheless, I do like that robe. It is very, very cool. And then of course you do get some soft goods with the under tunic or the skirt of the tunic. The rest I believe is a plastic mold, the same as the hood there. And then of course there is a color difference between the hood and the robe, which is a bit awkward, but still kind of cool. Maybe you probably would not display him with the hood, which is an option. The hood is removable. Just simply remove that and you have Darth Maul unhooded. So that's really cool. And to get you guys a close up look at the head sculpt, I think it's an awesome job. I think he looks really good. You can see the yellow eyes in there, the horns. I think it's a very, very awesome job. I love the color on him as well. Just really, really good job there. If we kind of pull back the robe on Maul, get a better look at what's underneath there in regards to the soft goods. Of course, again, you have pieces of the tunic. It's pretty much all soft goods all the way around. Cool stuff. You can see his belt there underneath the robe there. So really cool stuff. Removing the robe is obviously an option, so you can get a better look at the figure and what comes underneath. Some really, really cool stuff. And he's just nicely done. Very nicely done. Your articulation with Darth Maul is going to give you a straight arm like so. You get an elbow bend that goes back about that far. And of course you do have your 360 arm as well. Your Darth Maul is going to give you a T-pose like so. So that is really good. So your Darth Maul figure is going to give you a straight kick out like so. It's going to give you a knee-high bend like so. You're gonna go back about that far. Now, what's different about this figure as opposed to Obi Wan Kenobi and Anakin, he is gonna kick out to the side for you very well. He has movement out to the side, and he can also go forward. Side, forward. Twist that's in the hip. There's also a twist at the knee, and there's a twist at the foot as well. Your foot is gonna go down about that far, gonna go up about that far. In the torso, your maul is gonna go down that far, back that far. Of course, you have your left to right twist, and there is actually a really good range of motion in the torso area. In the head area, he's gonna go down that far, only up about that far. He doesn't actually look up at all. You do have your left to right, and there is the head nod as well. For accessories, he comes with his double-bladed lit hilt, so that's really cool. And these two pieces do separate, so they do separate. There's a little peg there that helps them to connect together, so that's cool. Your maul also comes with an unlit hilt, which is very nice, very cool. Get a look at both of the sabers, or the hilts of the sabers together, exactly the same. It's a nice little peg on there, as you can see. And then you have the peg hole that fits for your unlit hilt on his belt. So that's some really, really cool stuff. And then last but not least, for your accessories, you have the binoculars for your Darth Maul figure. Really, really cool additional accessory there. Very, very awesome stuff there. Very cool. And just to get you guys a better look at it, just very nicely detailed. Look at the other side there. Just really, really nice piece. The eye holes. And then this side as well. So really, really nice stuff. And then once again, your robe for your Maul figure. Really cool stuff. Like I said, I probably should have taken an iron to it first, just to kind of get it straightened out. But there it is. Very, very cool. And then your hood. Very, very nice hood. Doesn't quite match the robe when you have it on, but still, it is a very cool and necessary additional accessory. And again, it fits right over your figure's head. And even if you want to kind of have him with the hood without the robe, you could do that as well. All right, guys, so now that we've taken a look at our figures, we're going to get our guys in a very cool diorama setting here, guys. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, you guys. So there you have it. Your Obi Wan Kenobi Clone Commander figure vintage collection. Anakin Skywalker Clone Commander figure vintage collection. And Darth Maul Phantom Menace vintage collection figure, guys. Very cool figures, very awesome figures. Just some slight gripes, mostly with Anakin and the fact that there's no placement for the extra hilt, the unlit hilt, and not too upset about the face sculpt. At certain angles, it really does look like Anakin, and I think straight on, that's where you kind of run into some issues with the likeness on that particular one. The likeness on the other two are absolutely great. Of course, with Maul, I would have to venture to say it's kind of hard to screw up Maul, even though it is possible. But this particular vintage collection Maul looks really, really great. You can see the yellow eyes and everything on that particular figure. And then, of course, the amount of detail on the Obi Wan Kenobi Clone Commander figure is absolutely awesome. Detail that you don't get even on the Black Series version of that particular figure. So that is absolutely great work on that particular figure. Again, I do like the Anakin figure, just some minor gripes with that figure, but it is a very nice figure. I love the soft goods on all of these figures. Great material for the soft goods for all of these figures. I can always appreciate soft goods on my figures, so very good stuff there, guys. So let me know what your thoughts are in regards to these figures, guys. Have you picked them up? Do you plan on getting these figures? Let me know. Put those comments down below. Please like and subscribe. And of course, guys, from the Father to the Son to the Obi-Wan Force Ghost. May the Force be with you always.